What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. And in today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played, West Brom, away from home, guys. Anyway, guys, let's just get straight into today's video. So we made two changes from the last game against Everton, talking about the starting 11. So we started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Rashford, Fernandes, Martial and Cavani. Getting into the overall reaction now. Man United dropped points at struggling West Brom. Man United held by West Brom. Forget the title, get top 4 now. 2 points dropped. We need to stop making it hard for ourselves. Disappointing, it's annoying and frustrating. Not good enough. Tactically, we were a joke. We should have won. It's embarrassing. We had so many good chances in that second half and we couldn't take one fucking chance. Was it a foul on Lindelof? Should we have got given a penalty? This defence won't win us titles. The final third was awful. No end product. Still unbeaten away from home. Performance was good but not good enough. It is what it is. Up the fucking Reds. We move on. Now, no point of having a rant, even though we've dropped points to West Brom once again. Obviously, more drop points. We're dropping points all over the place at the minute. 1 win out of the last 5 games. Just unacceptable. It's just not good enough by these players. At the end of the day, there's people coming out saying Ollie out. At the end of the day, the board's not going to sack him just because of one fixture. So if you're one of those fans, piss off. Get in the bin. I'm not listening to that nonsense because it's not Ollie out. You can say Ollie out all you like. Obviously, it's all boils down to the manager because it's his game plan, his tactics. But there's no point of saying Ollie out because at the end of the day, it's bad coaching. Tactically, we're a joke. And we, once again, didn't deserve anything out of that game. We were not good enough to win the game. You've got Harry Maguire coming out with excuses. Oh, I should have got a penalty. No excuses. I said it on my Twitter. I said no excuses. And what we're doing, more excuses are coming out. Forget the excuses. We were not good enough last night to win that game against West Brom. Simple as. We were not good enough. And show the effort, show the fight, show the desire. Go and win these games. This is the thing. If you want to be in a title race with Man City, these are the games that you've got to be beating. You've got to be beating the lesser teams like West Brom, like Sheffield United. But when we come up against these teams that play with a low defensive block, we don't know what we are doing. We don't know how to break them down. There's a lack of ideas going up front and we don't know what to do. Then we start turning to players like Rashford, Luke Shaw, Bruno, Cavani. Individual brilliance. Sometimes the individual brilliance is going to come, but it's not always going to work. It's just not good enough. And last night came down to individual brilliance by Bruno Fernandes. And we were lucky not to lose that game because I think West Brom had the good chances to beat us yesterday. And we've got to thank De Gea for that. What did I make of the performance? The performance, like I said before, it was good but not good enough. I think overall, just not good enough once again. It's a game that we should be beating. It's a game that we should have won. To me, it's embarrassing because this is a team that's 19th place, got the worst defence in the league, conceded 55 goals. It's embarrassing, I think, as well. It's just not good enough by these players. And then these teams like West Brom, they have the game of their lives. They look at the fixture, Man United, it's their FA Cup final and we've just dropped off. We're not treating these games anymore as an FA Cup final. A few weeks ago we were, but now we've just gone back to the old Manchester United. We're not treating games as the FA Cup final. That mentality's just dropped all of a sudden. But then yes, people will go back to that Southampton game and say, oh yeah, we beat Southampton 9-0. Oh yeah, how many players got sent off? 2. At the end of the day, we won 9-0. That was because the whole dynamic of that game changed completely once they went down to 10 men. And then once they went down to 9 men, it got completely easier. Forget the Southampton game. That's irrelevant. Look at now. I think at the end of the day, just not good enough. It's annoying and frustrating. It's very disappointing once again. But we make it hard for ourselves every time. Game in and game out. These are easy games. You look at it on paper and you say, this is a game that we have to win. But then we go into the games, the wrong mentality, the wrong mindset, and we get what we deserve because we're dropping points and we're all over the place and we don't know what to do. There's a lack of ideas going up front and we don't know what to do. And I'm just going to say now, forget the title, secure top 4 because there's no chance because City could easily walk away with it now. Everton on the week. Everton lost yesterday to Fulham. At the end of the day, I think they're going to beat Everton and we've got no chance. I know we've got to play City in a couple of weeks, but that boils down to we have to go and beat City at the Etihad. I think that could be a draw written all over it. Again, we're not going for it against teams like West Brom and Sheffield United. It's just unacceptable. It's disappointing. It's not good enough, and tactically we were a joke. Just not good enough once again. First half, slow start once again. Cross comes in. we concede. Second minute again, this defence won't win us titles. Lindelof, it should have been given as a foul. Some people will say it should have been a foul, some people will say not a foul, but I think at the end of the day, as a defender, you've got to do better. You've got to make yourself look big, and there's nothing that De Gea could have done. Then I thought we we made it hard for ourselves, didn't we? We couldn't really break them down. We were making it hard for ourselves. I thought, the reaction was good, the response was good. We were not on the front foot attacking. We were sort of, trying to be patient. And I think we were sort of slowing down the game a little bit as well. And but then I thought, the last 10 minutes of the first half, I thought we sort of gradually stepped up the tempo and the intensity, got on the front foot, and then, we didn't really create many clear-cut chances, did we, in that first half? And then, there was not many chances that we had in that first half, definitely, for sure. And but then, we had the belief in us, we were staying patient, we kept growing, we kept putting them under pressure. And the more we kept going and, the more pressure that we put onto them, I felt a goal that was coming at the time, the way how we were playing as well. Obviously, we controlled and dominated the game as well from start to finish. But it's not good enough, though. You can be controlling and dominating these games and you're not winning the game at the end of the day. And then we sort of got ourselves back into the game. Luke Shaw, brilliant cross. Bruno, great volley to get us back into the game. Individual brilliance once again comes to the rescue. Another great cross, but yet again we get one back. You're thinking going into half time we'll regroup now and we'll come out firing in the second half. Second half we came out firing, we're on the front foot from start to finish. I think West Brom really struggled to get out of their own half, but defensively they did fantastically well. They had about 11 players behind the ball. They were playing with a low defensive block, which made it tough for ourselves. We didn't know what to do. Lack of ideas going up front, I think. But also at the same time, I thought the ideas were there, but frustrating in the second half because I think we had so many good chances that we couldn't put away. And, just no end product. Taking too many touches. Final third was there. No one not in the right time at the right place. And then obviously it's just not good enough. And then obviously Harry Maguire right at the end has that header that goes onto the post. We get unlucky and we've dropped points once again to a crap team in West Brom. But it's just not good enough. Once again, people will say, yeah, it's a weird season, but it's just not good enough. And it's annoying and frustrating. But like I said before, forget the title now. It's out of it. Forget the title, just get top four now. I'm hoping we'll stay second now. And look at that now. Leicester have picked up points against Liverpool after beating them lot. And now we're in this situation where we've got teams other around us that are making progression, getting up the table now, like Chelsea as well. And we're feeling this pressure on us now. And I think we're sort of thinking to ourselves, are we actually second, And then we're not. I don't think we're challenging City at the minute. People say we are, but we're not challenging them at the minute. And, we're taking 2 steps backwards and then we're taking a step forwards. And that's what we did before going into West Ham. We took 2 steps backwards, won a game, and now it's going to be 2 steps backwards and then a step forward again. Whereas this week, fresh week, start from scratch again and hopefully reach the goals that we want. Go and beat Real Sociedad in the week and then go to Newcastle, back at home at Old Trafford. And I think we need some games now at Old Trafford as well. Get back to Old Trafford, put it right and get a victory. And hopefully teams around us will drop points again. It's just disappointing and annoying and frustrating. It's just not good enough though as well. Another disappointing, annoying and frustrating game. That's another 2 points dropped. We make 2 steps backwards and a step forwards. We need to start winning games thick and fast. Yeah, we do. I mean, it's just not simply good enough. You cannot be dropping points to teams like West Brom, Sheffield United. I think the one against Everton, we had so many chances. that we had, and we didn't take one of them once again. We get stunned by them, we get stunned by West Brom once again, and I tell you what, there's not long to go now in this league, and we need to start winning games thick and fast. There's fans now that are turning around saying, where's our next win coming? It's just not good enough. And I'll tell you now, it's going to take us a longer to turn this around from when Robbie did that dance, the Partey dance, and it's just not good enough. People are looking at where we're going to get our next win, hopefully Newcastle, and then build on it. And then we've got 3 tough games then. Then we've got Chelsea away, City away, West Ham at home, and then obviously we've got another game in hand now with that Crystal Palace game being postponed. So you look at teams like Palace, Brighton, Burnley that we've got to pick up points to. And we're going to have to beat some of the big teams now. We have to, because we've only got now, how many more games are there left now? There's only 14 more games to go, and we need to start picking up points now. Most of them are tough games, and we have to start picking up some points against some of the tough games as well, like City, like Chelsea, like Liverpool, like Leeds. We're going to have to go to them, and we're going to have to say, we need to go for it. We need to start picking up games thick and fast. We make 2 steps backwards and then a step forwards. We need to wake up now and smell the coffee and say, this is not good enough. We need to start again. But I'm not even going to say, let's get back to winning ways in the week. It's not about that. Start winning games thick and fast and fucking build on it. I'll tell you what, fucking build on it. Once you get a win, don't get too carried away. We win a game. We won against West Ham last week, and I think we got too carried away. And then we're thinking, oh, brilliant, yeah, we're in the quarterfinals. And then we've gone to West Brom. We've dropped points against a struggling West Brom, and we've got held by them once again, and we've been stunned once again. It's just not good enough by these players. We need to wake up now and smell the coffee and say, look, boys, time's ticking away. We need to start winning games now, and it's just not good enough. Was it a foul on Lindelof? I look at this 2 ways. The play's all around Lindelof. At the end of the day, I think people will say it's not a foul. Some people will say it's a foul. I think for me it's a foul because he's all around Lindelof at the end of the day. His arms are all around Lindelof. He's got no vision. He doesn't know what he's doing. But then people look and say he's got to make himself look big. It's not good enough by Lindelof. At the end of the day, I think it was down to poor defending, and his positioning was wrong as well. And then he lets in stupid header in, and we're already 1-0 down within 2 minutes. And I tell you what, this defence will not win us titles. It was probably a foul on Lindelof, but I think it was probably the right call not to give it. But it's not good enough. Turn into things like this, fouls, penalties. They're not going to get us out of jail. You have to start scoring goals in open play. Don't be letting it just boil down to penalties. Yes, we might have beat West Brom at home, and we only did that 1-0, and that was on a penalty. But penalty's not always going to win you a game, because it just depends on how well West Brom or whoever you play, how well drilled they're going to be, and how much they want it as well. And it showed how much they wanted it, because they're in a relegation fight. They're going to be going for it every single game, and they've got nothing to lose. In a relegation fight like them, they're going to be going for it. The only time we went for it was in the second half, but we didn't do enough to win that game once again. Should we have got given a penalty? This is what I don't get as well. They're looking at a foul, but then they're looking at he's offside. But this is it though. VAR's looking on a foul on Maguire. So if you're looking at a foul on Maguire, it's a foul, isn't it? But then, if he's offside, you're checking for an offside. So if he's offside, which is understandable. But when you're checking a foul on Maguire, it's a penalty. I don't get it. They might come up with all these bullshit rules, but I think when you're checking a foul, it means it should be given as a penalty. But if you're offside, why does it not come off saying checking for a potential offside? It was obviously clear offside. I'm not going to make any excuses myself. That's what I don't understand. If you're checking for a foul, it's a penalty. If you're checking for an offside, I understand. But why does it come up with a foul when he's offside? That's what I want to question. I think that's just poor stuff by VAR once again. In the last 5 games, we have won 1, drawn 3 and lost 1. 4 of those games, we have made it tough for ourselves. Why is that the case? What do we need to change? Why is it the case? I think it's changing mentality from these players. We're not saying to ourselves we need to treat this game as a FA Cup final. We're not doing that anymore. The players have gone, this is just a walk in the park now. A couple of weeks ago, we were at the top of the table, and then we've gone, yeah. We'll slip back now. We'll settle down for second. But we're in this fight now between us and Leicester. Leicester on the same points as us. We've dropped more points. Leicester will be laughing their socks off now, saying, ha ha ha. They've dropped more points, and they've not been able to break down a poor West Brom side. Why is it the case? Changing mentality. The mentality's got to change now. Going forwards, got to change this mentality now. Take it one game at a time and treat every single game, wherever it's Europa League, FA Cup, Premier League, treat it as your FA Cup final. Fight from minute 1 to minute 90 and give it absolutely everything. I want to see that effort on the pitch. and we're not showing that effort right now. And there's no fight, there's no passion, there's no pride. And if you want to get on top of City, and Ollie's got that ambition to challenge City, and if we want that ambition to go and challenge City, go right after them and start winning games. So it's a change in mentality that's got to change from now on. Never mind this modicum crap. We're going to lose to them, we're going to draw to this. This is where the inconsistency is coming back again, and it's the old Manchester United once again. Get back to that mentality where it needs to be. Start treating games as our FA Cup final. We're not doing that. We've gone, oh yeah, we've got this easy. Look at the games, the fixtures. Oh yeah, too easy this, boys. Newcastle next. Oh, we'll walk through this. No, that's not the attitude I want to see. You go in that game and you go and treat it as your FA Cup final against Newcastle, because they're fighting as well for the relegation as well at the minute. The change in mentality needs to change this week. Who is my man of the match? I think the only player I can really give it to that probably saved us the game, David De Gea. I mean, he made some great saves in the second half. West Brom could have easily won the game in the second half. They could have easily won the game at the end of the day. So I think my man of the match was David De Gea. How do we beat Newcastle? We've got Newcastle next in our next game. Obviously, Newcastle have yet to play this weekend. Obviously, they play Chelsea tonight. Looking forward to this game against Newcastle. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult once again. But this is it, though. They're going to be playing with a low defensive block, whereas they're going to be attacking them as well. When they get hold of possession, they're going to hopefully get the counter-attack, create the chances. And when you get these moments and chances in the game, go and take them. That's their game plan. Whereas we're going to come into this game and we're going to have to treat it as our FA Cup final and say, right, we need to win this game now. Never mind about winning ways. You win that game, you get the 3 points. And this is where we start going on another good run again. And that's what I want to see from this team. We need to go on another fantastic run of form. Get back up there. Start getting the points that we start getting 3 points. Take it one game at a time and stop getting carried away after one game as well. So I think coming into this Newcastle game, we need to approach the game right. We need to tactically get it right. We need to set up right. I think it's all about with Newcastle. I mean, they're having their struggles at the minute themselves. I mean, when they had all the players had COVID, they came out of the COVID and they looked lethargic, players were not fit, they were getting beat left, right and centre. The results were showing that as well. And I think this is a poor Newcastle side. And, I think they'll come into this game thinking they'll have a bit of, they'll be hopeful of getting a result here. Less pressure going away from home, whereas the pressure's on us to win. And we have to go into that game and we have to go in with the right mentality, the right mindset, prepare well for this game. I think going into Newcastle, I think it was a brilliant win away from home last time. Got in between the lines, playing with high energy. We play with energy, intent, got in between the lines, high pressing. You've got to see the intensity, the tempo in our play. You've got to see the urgency, the fluidity in the team. You've got to fight from minute 1 to minute 90. I want to see that effort, desire, fight, passion, pride, and go and win that game against Newcastle. They're going to be determined to get a result because, they're fighting for their lives. If they lose to Chelsea tonight, they're not going to be confident coming into this game. Whereas we've got a game to turn it around in midweek to say, we can get a win this week and rejuvenate our season once again and say, right, we've got that win against Real Sociedad, even though we've not won, even though we've not got the win yet, and say, right, we've got Newcastle coming up in the next 3 days and we need to go and win that game. Whereas Ollie's going to be rotating his squad anyway midweek, and then he's going to revert back to his 11, probably similar 11 to this as well. And it doesn't help that we don't have Paul Pogba as well. Whereas this is it now. He's relying on individual brilliance, and it's not about that now. It's a team game. This it has to be a team game from minute 1 to minute 90. I want to see those players go out and win that game. And what we need to do is have a quick and bright start to this game. Get on the front foot, create chances, left, right and centre. Last night the end product was not there. The final third was a joke. We need players at the right time, at the right place to go and score goals. And that's what we need to go and do. Get between the lines, make some runs in from behind. We need a quick and bright start. The movement needs to be quick. The passing needs to be quick. We need to be sharp on and off the ball. Go and beat this Newcastle side. If you go and beat Newcastle next week, that will rejuvenate our season and we'll go and push on and go and try and hopefully go go away from home, and hopefully, you know, I'm not getting too carried away myself, but I want to start this week, get back to winning fucking football games. It's just not good enough, and we need to beat Newcastle. This is a perfect team to say, right, we get the 3 points here. We need 3 points. We need it more than Newcastle. Whereas they're going to be coming into this game, soaking up the pressure, and they'll be hitting us on the counter attack. And when they get that counter attack and that chance, they'll go and take those chances. So defensively, we're going to have to keep it tight at the back. We're going to have to make sure we don't make any mistakes. I'd play Bailey in this game as well, and I'd also play Donny van der Beek as well in behind and give us a little bit more, firepower, and give us that a little bit more finesse as well in the game. So we need to be on it from minute 1 to minute 90. Prepare well for this game. Have the right mentality, the right mindset. And we need to go and turn up and go and get the victory against Newcastle. Getting to the goals now, first goal, Wan-Bissaka passed the ball to Fred. Fred passed the ball to Maguire. Maguire runs, passed the ball to Shaw. Shaw puts in a good cross into Bruno. Bruno hits it first time and scores a fantastic goal for 1-1. Getting to the stats now, possession for West Brom it was 26.9%, and for Man United it was 73.1%. Goals for West Brom it was 1, and for Man United it was 1. Total shots for West Brom it was 7, and for Man United it was 10. Shots on target for West Brom it was 3, and for Man United it was 7. Shot accuracy for West Brom it was 42.9%, and for Man United it was bang on 70%. Shots inside the box for West Brom it was 6, and for Man United it was 6. Shots outside the box for West Brom it was 1, and for Man United it was 4. Total passes for West Brom it was 253 passes, and for Man United it was 207 passes. Pass accuracy for West Brom it was 65.6%, and for Man United it was 86.1%. Getting to the substitutions now, Martial went off for Greenwood. Talking about Anthony's performance, non-animus in a game. He was fortunate to start, never looked like he remotely fancied it, and made way for Mason Greenwood. Fred went off for Van der Beek. Talking about Fred's performance, poor in a day that reinforced United need more creativity from their midfield to against such defensive sides. Next up, we've got Newcastle. This is a game where we need to say, right, obviously we need to get back to winning ways, rejuvenate our season now. Let's hopefully go and get the victory in the week against Real Sociedad. We need to go in with the right mindset, the right mentality, prepare well for this game. Newcastle, they're going to be coming to Old Trafford. All they want to do is their game plan is going to be soak up the pressure. When you get possession, get the ball to St. Maximin, and what they'll want to do is when they get these big moments, these big opportunities in the game, they want to soak up the pressure, hit us on the counter attack, and when they get these chances, they're going to try and take those chances, whereas we're going to have to be really on it defensively and offensively. They're going to also want to play with a low defensive block as well, so we have to turn up to this game and say, come on boys, get your act together, and we need to win this game. Forget about what's going on in the season, forget where we're at in the table, and start winning games, because the pressure's on us, and we need to start winning games thick and fast now. Win this fucking game and get your fucking confidence back up. Just win this game, for fuck's sake. Win the game, and let's look forward to the next one after that. We just need to win this game, turn up to this one, perform well. Defensively, we need to do our job, and when we get these chances and these big moments ourselves, we're going to have to go and take them. We need to play at the right time, at the right place, and go and take those chances. It's a team effort, it's a team game this. Don't let it go down to individual brilliance. And turn up to this game, perform well, get the 3 points, and let's move on. Come on, just get the victory against Newcastle. That's all I'm asking for. So far, Newcastle are scoring 1.1 goals per game. So far, Newcastle are conceding 1.7 goals per game. Newcastle have the 16th worst defence in the league. Newcastle have won 7, drawn 4 and lost 12. They've lost to Brighton 3-0, Man United 4-1, Southampton 2-0, Chelsea 2-0, Leeds 5-2, City 2-0, Leicester 2-1, Sheffield United 1-0, Arsenal 3-0, Villa 2-0, Leeds United 2-1, and Crystal Palace 2-1. Newcastle have won 6 away games. Newcastle have only picked up 6 points in the last 5 games, which is relegation form. The last time Man United beat Newcastle was on Saturday the 17th of October 2020, and it ended 4-1 to Man United. That was, of course, this season. The last time Man United lost to Newcastle was on Sunday the 6th of October 2019, and it ended 1-0 to Newcastle. The players to look out for is Darlow, Dummett, Shaw, Lascelles, Lewis, Fernandez, Shelvey, St. Maximin, Hayden Hendrick, Fraser Almiron, Willock, Atsu, Carroll, Joe Linton and Gale. Hope you guys have enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. See you guys in a video in the next couple of days. And peace.